Hey, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for checking me out. Today, wanted to go over mixing of major and minor pentatonic. So without too much blabbing and further ado, let's get on to it. So I'm gonna do progressions out of A minor today. We're gonna start off with just one chord here so we can hear the sound. So I'm gonna do A minor 7. Okay, so I got my little looper going. And this is just the minor pentatonic. So A minor pentatonic, a lot of you probably know this, first position home row. If you don't know that, I have many other videos covering that, definitely tons of that all over the internet. So if you know that minor pentatonic shape here at the 5th fret, another way to do your major pentatonic, and maybe this is something you've seen before, is you go pinky on the fret you had your first finger on, our 5th fret, and then you do the same minor pentatonic shape. If you start and end on an A note, now you have a major pentatonic. Okay, so let's hear what that sounds like over our minor A minor 7 chord. So here we go. 1, 2, here we go. Sounds kind of weird. So yeah, all by itself, the major pentatonic over a minor progression, maybe you've tried to do this. You hear, okay, mixing major and minor. Okay, so for part of the blues progression, I'll play a minor pentatonic, and then I'll just slip into my major pentatonic. That's not exactly how this works. So if you've been trying that, I apologize. Whoever gave you that advice is terrible. I apologize. The way to really think about mixing major and minor is you take notes from either scale and just sprinkle them inside. Just little bits here and there. You don't want to full-on switch scales. That's not what we're doing here. We're not changing major-minor tonality. We're just blending, which is a big sound of the blues. So let's put this in context again. So I have the A major pentatonic. What makes this different than our minor? So the main notes, the main culprits here are going to be your third. So in our minor pentatonic shape, we have this note, which is a C note, which is the minor third of our A minor chord. If you don't know this theory mumbo jumbo, don't worry about it. I'm going to tell you, if you know this kind of shape here, this is your minor note. And think about if you had an A major bar chord. This 6th fret G string is the major third. So minor third here at the 5th fret G string, right in line with our minor pentatonic, and our minor 7 chord. But we have this major third, minor chord, major chord. It's that one note different there. So if we can just sprinkle this note in with our minor pentatonic, well, I think it's going to sound a lot better, and it's going to sound like mixing and matching. So let's hear what that sounds like. Once again, looping our A minor 7 chord. Here we go. Straight up A minor pentatonic. All right, let's start mixing some thirds in there. right, so hopefully you can hear when I mix that major third in there, and usually I'm coming from the minor third up to the major third, kind of flirting with both, so just I guess to emphasize the blending situation here, kind of the ambiguity of major minor. Okay, so you've heard this sound, maybe a Johnny Be Good, Revolution by the Beatles. Beach Boys use this a heck of a lot. But minor third, major third. Now I was doing the same thing up here on the A string. So minor pentatonic, A, C, D, E. So I'm just doing my backdoor shape here. 5th fret, 3rd fret, there's my minor third. So 1 fret above my minor third is my major third. So same trick, minor third, major third, root. Minor third, major third, root. Then I did it up here as well. 8th fret, minor third, 9th fret, major third, 10th fret B string, root. So anywhere you can find those sets of notes, that trick's going to be available to you. Okay, so we'll call that step 1. Just start adding major thirds into your minor pentatonic playing. Especially when you're turning back around, coming to the root, always sounds pretty nice. But, you know, the idea is mix and match, make it your own. Quick coffee break. If you're enjoying this content here, find any value in it, and you appreciate a good coffee, hey, why don't you clink that coffee cup right into the subscribe button, light it up, it looks really cool. Maybe drop it down on that thumb there too, makes it a little bit bigger and blue. It's really cool. So, cheers, much appreciated. So we're thinking A major bar chord shape. We have major third, we have our 5th. Now what is this guy right here? 7th fret B string. So this would be borrowed from our A major sound, or major sound. So this note is your major 6th. So you have minor, major third, but you also have a major 6th. And this is a very melodic note. You find it a lot. Just as sweet melody notes. So on top of our major third, we can add on to our minor progression. We can borrow this 6th note from our major, which is right next to our minor 7 from our minor pentatonic, right here. So our major 6th is right behind it. And then we have our major third, minor third, and follow up that minor pentatonic. Okay, so recapping, major third, major 6th. Let's see what it sounds like added into our minor pentatonic. Here we go. All right, here we go. Major third. 6th. But you don't want to really land on these. This is something we got to touch on. You don't want to just hang on these notes because they are outside of our tonality. Like I said, you want to flirt with these, just kind of dance with them, but then get right back to a stronger note inside of our tonality here. So let's hear it again. Here we go. Okay, so we're adding some major sixes in there. We're adding some major thirds in there, kind of sweetening the sound. So like I said, you don't want to hang on it because it just sounds weird. So I'm going to switch up my progression now. We're going to add some more chords in here now that I think we understand the difference between major and minor sounds in our tonality, how the straight up major pentatonic over a minor progression doesn't work, just sounds horrible. But if you just sprinkle in little major notes, borrow from our major chords, from our major pentatonic, then it works. Okay, so let's go full progression here. So full blues progression, let's go. Okay, we got our full 12 bar now. Let's get some minor pentatonic. Okay, major thirds in here. Some sixes. Back to our root. Major third. So I hope you can hear that when it's going from the 5 to the 4 on the turnaround. A lot of this major minor works quite well because it's kind of making this tension and then releasing it. So when the song is turning around and that tension's kind of building in our rhythm, you're kind of following it with your melody notes. So you can hear that tension that wants to resolve. Just like so understand that these single note lines and your rhythm are all connected. You should always be listening, you know. So takeaway lesson of the day, just for life, always be listening. So I have one more sweet note to give to you, and it's going to be this major 9. I probably was hitting it while I was jamming because it's such a sweet note. It's kind of hard to avoid. But so if we're thinking about our major bar chord again, A major bar chord shape. So we have 3rd, 5th, and our root A. So if we're going just up the string here, that would be our 9 or our 2. A, B. So that would be our major 9, which also, if it was a minor, adding that 9. It's a very sophisticated classic sound. You want to take a standard minor chord or a minor 7 chord and give it a little class, this is your guy. So, major chord with our major 9. So just like our minor pentatonic, we kind of got this 3 fret stretch box. For major, bring that all in 1 fret. And there's your major. So if you're doing some kind of wankery, which we all love, sound of minor, sound of major, minor, major, major, minor, major. And if you want to get really classy with it, and you hear this in Purple Haze solo, Foxy Lady, all over the place. Hendrix loved that 9, but you'll hear he'll flirt with it. And that's another really good one too. Minor 3rd, major 9, minor 7, minor 3rd, major 3rd, root. Okay, so hopefully you can see how you can just add in these little flavors of notes and sweeten up your minor pentatonic. I encourage you to find these 3 notes all over the fretboard. Your major 3rd, which is right next to your minor 3rd. You have your major 6, which is right behind your minor 7 of your pentatonic. And then your 9, which is just 2 frets above your root, if you want to think of it that way, or right behind your 3rd. So hopefully this wasn't too overwhelming today, and you can just understand adding just these little major tonalities can make your minor pentatonic a lot fresher, sounding a lot cooler, a lot sweeter, maybe a little more Allman Brothers, a little more Grateful Dead, whatever you're into. If you did find this educational, interesting, entertaining, just a good audio track for while you're doing the dishes, I do encourage you to hit like and subscribe, but you know what? Let me save that for the outro guy and send you over there. But once again, I thank you, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching the video today. If you are hearing this right now, that means you made it all the way to the end of the video, and you're a real one. I appreciate you for that. If you wouldn't mind hitting like, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribe down below, and we'll see you next time. I appreciate you greatly. Thank you again.